Hello Darts Nutz, welcome to Darts Review channel. As you might have seen, Shot Darts have got a new range out and they very kindly sent some sets from the range, and this is the Future Nights range. And the first one I'm going to review is these, the Darkstar, and I think these are probably going to be a very popular one because it's got that barrel shape that seems to be popular with a lot of people at present, and it has a really nice looking grip on them, so I'm looking forward to trying these. So let's check them out. So I'm reviewing the 23 gram version, the 90% tungsten. You can also get them in 24 and 25 gram in steel tip, 20 gram in soft tip, and the retail for £79.95. So as you can see, it comes in the usual Shot slimline packaging, and as always they've got some nice artwork on the box, and it tells you a little bit about the darts on there. It says it's a torpedo shaped barrel with the Halberd key grip, which is machined with spliced 45-degree peaks totaling 197 facets. I wonder who got the job of counting them all. Inside you've got a foam insert holding everything in place, and it comes supplied with the koi carbon tweeny stems and the small standard Future Nights Darkstar flights. That's fitted with a gold point, and as it said on the box, it says it's a torpedo shape. It's very similar to the shape of the Bull's Schindler darts that I reviewed recently. You got this tapered front section, and then a parallel section, and then a kind of like a taper, and then another parallel section on the end of the barrel. But that's a really nice looking machined barrel, and that section there, which is called the Halberd key grip, it definitely looks more grippy than it is. It's still a little bit sticky, but I don't think it's quite as grippy as you imagine, and I think it's because it's got that kind of bed of nails effect where the spiky bits are quite close together. So because they're close together, it's kind of sitting across your flesh a little bit more evenly, whereas if they were like wide apart, I think you would be finding your fingers sinking in, and it would probably be even more grippy. But I think a lot of the stickiness is probably coming from the lateral cuts, but it may feel different when I come to throw it. But that is a rather nice grippy dart, and I think this one's definitely going to be a popular one. And I don't know if it's a blue electro plated coating and the gold electro plated coating, but I suspect it is. I'm not too sure about the colours myself, but it still looks rather nice. I do like gold, and blue's my second favourite colour, but it kind of reminds me of, when I see blue and gold together, it always reminds me of football socks. I don't know why. There's just probably something weird in my head. Maybe I've seen some socks like that when I was a kid, and I thought, oh, I don't like them. Well, I think people who are gripping around there, like with the Schindler darts, you'll probably find that quite comfy, and it's still quite grippy, that section, and got a little bit of grip on the rear, but obviously that's where it's most grippy, and probably going to be the best balance there, so it'll be interesting to see how it works. But it's fitted with the koi carbon tweeny stems and the Future Nights Darkstar small standard flights. Again, Shot always seem to do good designs on the flights. So there you go, that's the full setup. So as you can see, it's got a taper nose which has got a ring grip with lots of lateral cuts, and then as you move along you've got the Halberd key grips, kind of like pyramidal rings again with lateral cuts, so it's creating lots of little edges there, and it looks rather neat considering how much is machined on it. And as you move further along towards the rear, you've got grip that kind of mirrors the front taper, mix of different width rings and lateral cuts, and all interspersed with the blue coating and the gold coating, and then some kind of ring and groove bands at the end of the barrel, and just a small smooth taper on the very end. So there you go, that's the super close look at the Future Nights Darkstar. Darts fit with a gold coloured 30mm point. You've got a tapered nose which is made of different widths of rings and lateral cuts, and the grooves are coloured in the blue coating, that's 12.2mm, and then you've got the parallel section with the pyramidal rings and the lateral cuts, the Halberd key grip 14.6mm, a tapering section towards the rear that mirrors the front 10.6mm, some gold bands with kind of like triple rings and grooves, that's 7.4mm, small taper on the end 2.2mm, length 47mm, width 7.7mm. 23.07 grams, 23.06 grams, you're hovered on the 7 though, and 23.07 grams, full set up is 24.95 grams. Here's the balance with nothing attached and with the supplied setup, and this is the balance with medium in between short nylon stems and standard flights. So certainly grippy around that Halberd key grip, 8 at most I would say, but it could feel more grippy to some, probably depends on how much pressure you put on your grip when you're holding the dart. Let's give them a throw and see how they go. Well, I'm amazed I hit a treble. As the last few days my throw has been worse than ever. I don't know what it is, I just can't seem to get the timing of my release and everything right. It's just all over the place. But in terms of the dart, that spiky kind of halberd grip, it feels really nice, and I don't think it's as aggressive as it looks. I think it's just down to the fact that when you're holding the dart in your normal way, you're not putting any pressure on it really, unless for some strange reason you like to grip your dart, but it's just kind of resting on the fingers. So because of that, it's kind of like the bed of nails effect. Like I said, it just kind of like rests across the skin. There's nothing like sticking, whereas if the gaps were wider, I think you would probably find it a little bit more sticky. Oh, 2 trebles. That's best I've done for ages. But I'll try it from the rear section, and like I said, it is very similar in shape to the Schindler darts, whereas this one, the fancy grip is on the chunky part, so it's probably anyone who's gripping around there, probably not totally to the front, but it's not completely to the center, but kind of in between. So anyone who holds it there is getting a really nice grippy barrel, but again with really nice balance because of the way it's weighted. And I think the balance on these is probably a little bit nicer than on the Schindlers, mainly because it's a little bit of a shorter barrel. So if you're a rear gripper, it still fits nice in the fingers there, and at least you're getting a little bit of grip still. Yeah, some of them were flying quite smooth from the rear, so if that's your natural position, you get, like I said with the Schindlers, it'll fit into your fingers in a comfy way, but you're missing out on that spiky grip, unless you don't need a grippy dart, that is. But anyway, a really nicely machined barrel again from Shot, and another nice range, and like I said, them colours kind of remind me of football socks, but I'm kind of like, I don't know, I'm half and half. I mean, I'm a fan of gold, and blue's my second favourite colour, but I don't know why, but them two colours together doesn't look quite right. I don't know why. Now, green and gold, that's a different matter. But we know how I'm obsessed with green. So that's the Future Nights Darkstar. And I think these, like I said, will probably be popular because that shape barrel just seems to be kind of a bit in vogue at the moment. So I'll leave you with the gallery so you can have a better look at them, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy darting.